first show in a long, long time, and it's live. So please bear with us. Okay, now I think we actually have our guest, and I'm very excited. Like I said, bear with us. This is brand new stuff for us, so we're going to be a little rusty. But I do welcome you all, and I'm very excited because my first guest is celebrity psychic and healer, Adrien Blackwell. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Hi. Yes, I'm so glad to hear your voice.
Thank you.
I was scared. I was like, oh no, I know that retrograde just left us, but you never know.
Yeah, it could be some leftover energy.
Exactly. You just don't know. But I'm so glad to hear your voice, and I'm so glad for those who are listening to follow me. I mean, it's been really crazy because one of the reasons that Adrien is on the show is because it was last week. I was on Facebook and you messaged me and said, "Are you going to do another show?"
I did.
And I was like, I was kind of thinking of it. Yeah, why? And you're like, well, they're telling me you should be doing it like now. So I decided if the universe is calling and saying, do it now, I should listen. So I'm very grateful to you for giving me that cosmic push to doing it.
Is that what got you to do the other show, or was there an offer after that?
Oh, there was an offer at WBAI where I do the other show to do a second show. But I always wanted to do this show, which is the one online for myself. And that nudge was what gave me the okay to do this. I was like,
awesome.
Yeah, because
that's awesome.
I wanted to do this for such a long time. It's sort of my pet project, and I sort of made a date, and I picked this date specifically, but you didn't know that. And when you contacted me last week, you said, I think it should be a Thursday.
Yeah.
and I was like, well, I was thinking of the 22nd, and I really didn't think about it at that time that it was an actual Thursday. And I was like, did you know it was a Thursday? And you're like, yeah, I know, I'm psychic.
That's fun.
But one of the main reasons that we did decide to do this show today is because you do some healing work, and I want people to get to know a little bit of what you do so they can get familiar what's expected for them if you decide to call us or Skype us. And for those who are listening, if you want to Skype, our Skype address is the B Network. That's TheBeenetwork. And if you can't reach us through Skype, you can certainly call us at 321-445-1488. And that's 321-445-1488. So, yes, why don't you tell us a little bit about your history and what you've done and what you plan to do for us this half hour?
We get to do whatever you want me to do. Isn't that great? That's a nice thing about being the host of a show.
Isn't it? Yes.
Like you already said, I used to be a former celebrity psychic, actually. I wasn't a complete fan of healing, even though I've been doing healing work off and on for 17 years at this point. Wasn't a huge fan of it. A lot of psychics told me that I would become a full-time healer, and I was like, no, because people expect me to do all the work and they don't want to do any of the work. And that was my big pet peeve at that time. So I start developing all these different skills years and years and years after all of these predictions. And I was able to develop a healing where people don't have to do any work other than listen. And so it's so funny how I've come full circle. That one thing that used to really bother me is I thought people had to do all of this work and it had to be this journey. And all of a sudden it's like, you know what? We've been going through this journey for a really long time. And it's really time for this journey to end, and it's time to be healed. And so many people experience, kind of like this instantaneous healing with me, according to my testimonials, from bipolar lifting off to people making $50,000 without having to work because that's what they intended for when they did a healing healing with me. And so, when I discovered how easy it was to help people, it was kind of like addicting because it gets addicting to start changing the world, so easily. And you're like, okay, I can affect change, and these people can go out and affect change, and so on and so forth. So, that's kind of like what I'm doing right now, is building my little metaphysical army so people can go out there and feel good about themselves and help other people feel good about themselves and help them heal however they can. And so I can do that by helping people finally find some kind of happiness. And so that's what I do.
That's wonderful. I know that I've been privileged to have you do some work for me, which has helped me immensely. And but explain the process. You said it's very easy. You don't have to do anything. So what do you mean by that?
All you have to do is listen to me. That's the process, because I have to go in and I have to do kind of like the work. And that's the fun part for me. So it's completely fine. It's not like I'm going and working out and lifting weights. I'm going in there and I'm doing the work in my own mind and my own brain. Because basically what I'm doing is sending people a new frequency. And when you use a new frequency, it breaks up all the old crap that we've been stuck with for so long. And when you break up the old stuff, the natural you go back to homeostasis. So you go back to your natural way of being. And so people find that their natural way of being is happiness. So I don't have to force you to believe anything different. I don't have to reprogram you with hypnotherapy. Your natural state of being is going to take you back to that. And
that's what it is. It's your natural state of being. And I think we've discussed this offline as far as conditioning, where everything that's seemingly going on in the world, what the media and society pushes on us to sort of drink in all the negativity. If things are really, quote unquote, things are terrible, things are getting worse, and so on and so forth. And if you sort of tune into that, that's probably going to be your experience. Am I incorrect in saying that?
Kind of not.
Okay, explain.
And it is interesting. I have a YouTube page, and I actually discuss a lot of this on my YouTube page, so people can go actually get free healings and free videos on my YouTube channel, which is Ascension channel. But one of the things I talk about is ignoring reality. And does it really work? Because so many metaphysical teachers teach that. And I say no. I feel like, if we ignored reality, if we ignored the negativity that was going on in the world, then we would still have slavery. And that's just the truth. There's somebody had to pay attention to it and tell other people, look, we can make change. We can do something different. So first you need to know that there's a problem, which means you actually have to see the negativity in the world to know that there's a problem. Now, as soon as you know that there's a problem, you can choose to focus on now a solution instead of continuing to focus on the problem. And so what I find most people do is when they find that problem, they like to roll around in it and revel in it and talk about it and soak up the juices of it. And it's like, if this is me, I'm this problem. I love this problem because I can't stop talking about it. And when you put that kind of energy out into the universe, you're telling the universe, it's important to me because I keep focusing on it. So the universe is going, oh, you want more of this?
Right,
so
right.
You find that you're getting more of it. So you have to see that there's a problem and an issue. Then you have to focus on the solution once you do that. And then you do the quickest solution you can get to whatever you're doing right now. And then the solution can grow and get bigger and more advanced, but you have to start with something immediately to change your focus of attention. And so that's what's really important, because even in my healing work, I'm like, okay, so what is your issue? What is the problem? Do you even know what the problem is? We have to see that there's a problem first. Just like if you had a drug addiction problem, you'd have to know you had a problem first.
Right. You have to come to that conclusion and say, I'm an addict.
Exactly. And so many people are trying to stay positive and no, you shouldn't talk about your problems. And it's like, no, you need to know that there's a problem first.
Right.
So a lot of people just have it. They go to one extreme or the other, and that becomes the biggest issue. You have to know how to go from here is the problem that I'm dealing with, and then a lot of people want to keep talking about it, and I have to cut them off. Okay, I know what your problem is now. now let's look at the solution. But if you can find a balance in that, you can change the world.
And that's the key, balance. When you were talking, I said it's really about balance, isn't it? It's not.
It is. I mean, so many people don't even know, like, our role right now in the war that's going on in another country. How nice would that be if you knew that it was happening, that we were creating it? That means if we're creating it, we can stop it.
Right. We do have the power.
Is that?
Absolutely.
But you have to know that problem exists.
And it starts with yourself, doesn't it? The external and the internal world. We are interconnected. So how do you begin that process?
I look at it a little bit differently than most people look at it, because it helps me focus on just me. Because we have to take responsibility for everything that's happening. Everything that's happening. And if we don't take responsibility for what's happening, we can't change it. It makes us powerless. So we take responsibility for absolutely everything, and everything changes. Well, so in the way that I think, I look at it like this. Yes, we're connected. If you look at it from the broad sense that we're all made up of the same stuff, we're all made up of the same thing, we're all made of stardust. We have a collective consciousness, which has been proven in science that, what the majority is doing will change another person's mind to do the same thing. Now, how I look at this differently is, you don't exist without me. So I am like in a dream. Right? And you have a dream and you're fighting with somebody. You have a dream and you're arguing. Why in the world? Have you ever thought about it when you wake up? Why in the world did my brain just make me argue with my dead mother? Like, how does that make any sense? Or why did my brain just make me argue with my son? Like, why? Like, why are you doing this? Like, what is my brain trying to tell me? What is it doing?
Yeah.
So in waking life, you can think the same thing. Like, there are billions and trillions of experiences you could have every day. Why do you have the experiences that you have? If you have the opportunity to have a trillion different experiences on a day-to-day basis, and you're having the experience that you have, that means that everything, like a dream state, everything that happens to you is happening to you because you put it in front of you. That makes you take full responsibility for everything. But just like you have a dream of somebody and then you wake up and realize, okay, that person wasn't really there, but it felt real. You can see the world the same way. I'm literally in a dream state, and I'm putting all of this in front of me. What is it meant to teach me? What am I trying to tell myself? What am I meant to experience? And so when you think of it as being in a dream state, that one day you're going to wake up from this dream and all these players are players that you put there for whatever specific reason, it changes the whole game. It changes everything. It's everything.
That's very interesting and mind-blowing.
It took me 3 days. It took me 3 days to be able to absorb that concept. When I do healing work on people, a lot of times they don't understand what I'm trying to tell them, and it kind of goes over their head. But when I'm doing the healing, I'm expanding the person's awareness. And so usually within about 3 days, they'll be able to understand what I was telling them. And so I was like, oh, it's the same with me. Isn't that
funny? It's a lot of stuff, because you're talking about it, and I'm thinking, oh, didn't they make a movie of that? Because it sounds like mind-blowing. But I'm not going to pretend that I understand it completely, but I do get the gist of what you're saying. And for anyone that's listening right now, you can join in the conversation anytime you want to. So if you want to Skype us, I'm going to give the information again. That is the B Network. That's TheBeenetwork. Or call us at 321-445-1488. I know that Adrien wants to share her gifts with anyone that's willing to call in or Skype in, and we'll do the healing. I'm not going to be part of it. I'm going to be observing, but I'm going to be happy to have this platform for you so that you can get ready to live a thriving life. And that's what this program is about. It's about thriving. It's about living the life that you deserve and that we all deserve. And I told this to Adrien before, one of the things that I want to do with this show is to also, yes, there are problems, and it's important that we address these issues that are going on locally and globally, but it is very important to also showcase all the great things that are happening at the same time. So like you said, Adrien, it's great to see the problem, but we also want to showcase and highlight the solutions, which there are a lot of people working very hard globally to make sure that we have a life that's worth living for all of us. So,
oh yeah, there are massive amounts of people who have come together to make sure that we have and keep clean water, to change laws so that we have more freedom. It's such, especially because we call this the ascension process. We've been talking about the ascension process for many, many years.
A long time now.
that one day there's going to be a quickening that happens and more people are going to be awake than ever before in history. And I'm seeing it, and a lot of people will contact me. They'll be like, do you still believe in the ascension process? And I'm like, if you looked at life itself, if you looked at how many miracles are happening in the world by people coming together for one major cause, how many people are opening to the things that aren't right in the world, and now they feel like they can do something about it because they have a group of people, they have their tribe. Now, if you see how many people are literally already changing laws and making a difference, you wouldn't ask me that, because it's apparent in everything that we see that's going on right now. And even though it seems like, especially here in the United States, it seems like things are going crazy and it's like watching the Twilight Zone, everything is finally coming out into the open. And that's something we need to be thankful for, is that it's not hidden anymore.
Yes.
And so when you realize that, when you realize, okay, something really is going on because they can't hide anything anymore, everything has to come out in the open, you realize a massive shift is actually happening. And so to be a part of that massive shift, you have to see that you are a part of that massive shift because it's happening. You have to wake up to it. You have to see it. So yes, the ascension process is real and it is happening.
And you just mentioned ascension, but anyone that's out there that may not know exactly what ascension is, but has heard that word being thrown around, can you explain that a little bit to someone who may not know?
There's kind of a lot to explain, but the short of it just is we're moving into a higher vibrational frequency. A lot of people say that we're, instead of being in 3D, we're moving into the 4D or the 5D. We are moving into a higher vibrational frequency. They have found that our DNA is changing.
Yes.
They have found the world has sped up. So we're definitely moving into a new cycle because we're affected by the planet. We're affected by the sun. We have a lot more solar flares that are coming in, which actually ends up changing who we are as people. So we are literally changing from the world and the sun and our atmosphere. Everything is actually changing us to be higher vibrational beings, which means we understand more. We accept more goodness into life. We see ourselves as part of the tribe, as part of the collective, instead of separate from. How many people feel alone and depressed because they feel alone? That is starting to end. There's just a lot that's changing. So when this actually the shift finally takes place, which could take years, we are not going to be the same abusive, crazy, war-filled planet. And we get a chance to be more at peace, at least the majority of us. And so that's what we're moving into when they talk about the ascension process, is us being able to accept the world for what it is and then be able to actually change it, because we're in that frequency of no longer just watching horrible things happening, but going, we don't need horrible things to happen anymore. We're done with that cycle.
We certainly are. I know I feel the same way as you do. We are in this transition where we're, like you said, I heard it for the first time a few years ago. Then they mentioned 3D and going to 4D and 5D, and I was like, are we going to physically change? Like, are we going to see it like a movie? Our bodies are going to distort or whatever? I couldn't understand that. Oh, I think it's happening again. Oh, we did lose the person again. Sorry. Hold on.
That's okay. I know we don't have a lot of time left, so we can still get into the healing, because anybody who's listening and anybody who listens to this in the future will still get the same healing.
Okay. And
I know that you wanted to help people get unstuck. And the truth is we'll never be stuck. The life is always changing. We're always changing. Our cells are always moving. There is never a point in life where we can ever be stuck. But there are times where we feel like we're stuck because we keep living the same patterns over and over again. We feel stuck because we feel like we can't do anything to change, or we feel stuck because we're working the same job that we don't want to work anymore. And it feels awful to go to work every day and we want to get out of it, but we don't see a way out. And for those people who are stuck and feeling stuck and haven't been able to find a way out of that, there's some healing that I could do. So normally when I do this healing, I'm generally pretty quiet, especially for like the webinars and stuff that I do. But since this is radio, I will kind of talk through it and let you know what it is that I'm actually healing. So if you are not interested in raising your vibrational energy, if you're not interested in change, then you can simply state that to yourself, and this healing will not affect you. You're still always in control. So what we're going to do is we're just going to look at those feelings of being stuck, the feelings of depression, feeling alone, things don't change. When are things going to change? I don't think I can heal. All of these belief systems kind of fit into the same little package. Generally, if you have one, you're going to have the other. And so what we can do is we can raise the vibration above those feelings, so your brain knows what it feels like to be without these thoughts. Your cell just know what it feels like to be without these vibrational frequencies, these emotions that vibrate it. What it feels like to move out of a victimization mode. What it feels like to experience freedom, emotional freedom, instead of being in an emotional prison. That feeling of being absolutely listened to and cherished. And just really being able to let go of those old belief systems and expand our thinking to the solution. A lot of people never have developed their brain beyond the problem. They were never taught to. Their parents like to complain, so they were taught to complain. If you wanted to be a part of the family, playing cards and Christmas, then you had to learn how to complain with the rest of the family. So it's programmed to never look beyond the problem for a solution. And so today you're going to find out what it feels like to go beyond your family's limitations. To be able to get out of complaining, to be able to get into a different state of being, like happiness or joy, whatever you choose. Peace, inner peace. That you won't lose your family's love, even though you might spend less time with them, because you're going to spend more time with people who share your same feelings and thoughts and emotions that resonate with the same energy. And a lot of times people will get this healing and they'll cry or they'll laugh or they'll feel good or they'll feel blissful or they'll feel a weight lift off of them. And it doesn't matter what you experience, or uncontrollable yawning, because your cells are changing, so they need more oxygen. It doesn't matter what you're experiencing, because it's all okay. And now it's about allowing yourself to get unstuck. The feeling of being unstuck, because we know being stuck is not a reality. That feeling. And a lot of us have agreed to feel stuck with the same patterns, the same ideas, the same mindsets, no matter how miserable it makes us, because we want our family's love. We want our husbands or our wives' love. We want everybody to love us. We don't want to be alone. We don't want to feel sad. We don't want to feel unimportant. We don't want to be ignored or feel like we don't exist. So we've agreed to take part in this. We've made a choice. And so you did the right thing at the time. You did a great thing at the time. You took care of yourself. Today, this healing is going to teach you how to take care of yourself in a very different way. It's okay to be different. It's okay to change without thinking the world is going to come crashing down on you, or that everybody is going to leave you and abandon you. Your change is going to infect the rest of the world, so your family will want to change too, once they see that it's possible. So right now I'm going to send you the energy of being in your power. Being in your power and realizing how powerful you are. That your decisions affect the rest of the world. That's how powerful you are. And that's why you have to be conscious to do the things that you choose to do on this planet, that you want to do on this planet, that make you happy on this planet. Because your feelings reflect on other people. They affect other people. It's a great reason to choose to be happy. We're just going to ground that energy from head to toe. Make sure all your cells feel it. They know it. It is a fact. You don't have to argue the truth. The truth will always come out. So you're just going to allow these emotions, these feelings, this truth to express through you from now on. You don't have to convince anybody of it. You don't have to convert anybody. You just have to allow it to express through you. How are you feeling over there, Jay?
Oh, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling really good and very grounded. And my intention is that everybody that's listening to now is feeling the same way as I am. I'm so grateful that you actually did this because it's so important. You know, we need to take care of ourselves and know that we have a lot of power, and together we're even more powerful. And we have a lot of great things to do to make this world even better than it is right now. And so it is our job to ensure that you have a thriving life. That's not just surviving. That's great. You survived. That's a good thing. But I want you to thrive. I want you to inspire other people to thrive, because that's how we make the change. That's how we are able to experience this change that we know is, I know you know it better than I do, Adrien, that it's here. We just have to sort of embrace it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and this is what this healing, that's why I call it ascended healing, because it actually does help people ascend. And it's a beautiful thing, because that means you have more money that can come in, you have more love that can come in, you have a higher vibrational feeling of happiness that can come in. The lowest vibrational feeling is shame, the highest is gratitude. Mm-hmm. So imagine being able to shift that overnight.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And for those who are just are listening right now and got this part of it, it might take you 3 days to absorb all the wonderfulness, and just allow it to just seep in. And also, please, Adrien, let people know about your YouTube channel and anywhere else that they can get a hold of you so that they continue on the path of healing.
So if you want to check out my YouTube channel, all you have to do is go to the Ascension channel. Actually, it's Ascension channel, not the Ascension channel. So it's Ascension channel on YouTube, and I actually have a full playlist of free healings that people can listen to. And one of my favorites is the Violet Flame. I have 23,000 views on that one. People have expressed the most testimonial with that one because it's burning up karma. I also have lessons on there that I kind of teach, so you kind of get to learn for free. I have chanting on there, a bunch of stuff that people can look at. It's all about your spirituality and helping you change your vibration. My website, people can check me out at loveandyou.guru. I have a store where I have classes, and I have MP3s with these types of healings for specific things. And I think I have over 150 of them at this point. So,
ooh, nice.
Yeah, it's really nice because people can just go and go, I have this issue. Let me do this. And I think it's important because I give away a lot of free healings too for people who have never experienced it or have never done them. I'll just send them free MP3s. So I think it's important for people to try to get as many as possible, because it clears things that you never would have even thought that came in through your DNA, because we carry our parents' stuff with us when we were born. It comes in through our DNA. So it clears all of that. So if you'd like to get something free, just message me.
Oh, fantastic. Now, give that website information again, just so that people can get it and write it down.
Yeah, it's love, LOVE, and ANDUYOU.guru, GURU. Yeah. Very easy to remember.
Yeah. Yeah, and also happy fall equinox here in the United States, and for the other side of the globe, happy spring. And I just want to wrap it up again. Thank you so much, Adrien, for spending this half hour with me. I am so proud and so honored that you were part of it, and especially you, the listeners, for being part of it. And until next Thursday, when we'll be thriving again. Take care.